Welcome back on the show, and we're discussing cryptocurrencies here. We already have talked about the concerns here, and there is an expectation that India in 4 to 6 weeks from now would be clear about on what the status is in case of cryptocurrencies in India. Satvik, I want to come back to you on that. First of all, where does India stand when it comes to mining of cryptocurrencies, cost of trading cryptocurrencies? Because we understand the fees is on the higher side, so more people would rather buy, invest rather than trade in them.
Yeah, so when it comes to mining of cryptocurrencies, it is quite crowded market right now. It's very, very competitive. So if we see the cost of the rent and electricity and the required maintenance in India, it's quite high as compared to countries like China. So because of that reason, we do not see a lot of miners in India. But when it is said that more than 80% of the world's Bitcoin mining happens in China because of the cheaper labor and cheaper electricity cost in rural areas. So it will continue to be as competitive as possible, because let's say if I'm investing 100 rupees and if I'm getting 105 out of it, I'll still go for mining. But in India, after investing 100, getting back 100 itself is quite difficult right now. But again, that depends upon the cost of cryptocurrency itself. Let's say if I invest now and by the time I get back my Bitcoin, if the cost of Bitcoin is quite high, then it could be a better return. But overall, we have seen that people who invest into cryptocurrencies and holding them within India are ending up to be much more profitable than trying to do the mining operations within India.
Oh, yes. In our office, that's a constant debate on if we bought cryptocurrencies at that year or this year, we would be sitting on that much money. If you look at the relative return that we've seen compared to any asset class, it's been 2 digits, 3 digits, 4 digits kind of a return there. Saurabh, this question is to you as well. I mean, last time I was talking to somebody, we were told that nearly 400 merchants in India were perhaps ready to take cryptocurrencies. But what we now understand is that number has shrunk. The trading activity itself has gone down when it comes to spending cryptocurrency in India. What is your sense? Is it again about not knowing where India is headed in sense of status? Is that what is worrying people?
So there are two things which are responsible for this. First is, of course, since there is no regulatory status, they don't know how can they put this bitcoins being accepted as a payment in their books. How will they charge taxes on it, etc. So that part is all not clear. And secondly, if you look at price volatility of bitcoins, it's been there, and that also affects more merchant adoption. Currently, what people want is, even if they accept bitcoins as one of the options for payments, it's more of a gimmick. It's just a way of saying that we are forward thinking and we are trying to do something new. But I believe that tomorrow when Airbnb or Uber starts accepting bitcoins as payment, that's when in India and all the other e-commerce companies will start doing it. And that will be the game changer. That will get masses that will get us mass adoption, and that will see more regular people believing in it as a regular way of payments.
It's quite a revolution, because this is clearly a global currency here. And Ms. Napinai, this one is for you really. What is your sense when it comes to, talking about the cryptocurrency? Do you think the way we stand right now, most people really seem to be investing into it? The owners, rather, the creators of all of these cryptocurrencies are millionaires and billionaires, of course. But with the kind of choice that is laid out in front of us at this point in time, with so many altcoins out there, how do you see, or what would you say on what is the best way of going out and knowing what you want to actually invest or trade in?
Well, when you ask me from the investor's perspective, I think they should first take note of all the risks that are involved, be it legal or business risk. It's technically another commodity. So when you're dealing in a commodity, you would look at the availability versus, the limited supply, and where you're likely to see it grow and to what extent it can grow. So therefore, I would say there are no hard and fast rules in terms of investment, and today it's all about investment. And another thing that I've been noticing in the market are derivative products. So people are not just, the millennials are not just interested in getting onto the cryptocurrency bandwagon. They want to develop ancillary products which will help in creating other derivative products also. So given this situation, two things I would probably limit it to. One is deal with it as you would with any other commodity, understand the risks, understand the limitations with respect to law and regulation at this juncture before you jump in, and finally that if there is some further clarity in law, and I'm speaking only with respect to India on that regard, once that is there, then what I perceive as a possible future is that there is likely to be more competition in the market. And as with any other commodity, once you have competition, there is likely to be a little bit of balancing out even on the volatility.
Well, absolutely. You know, I was earlier talking to the Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin, and he told me that the way internet is taken over the world is perhaps how the cryptocurrencies will take over the world. That of course, is slightly futuristic, but that is what his view was. Also joining us at the fag end of the show now is Vishal Gupta, who is founder and CEO at searchtrade.com. A lot of people want to know on whether or not they've missed the bus the way we've seen the run-up come in for many of these cryptocurrencies, 1,000% point up for most of them. What is your sense on, are we standing at a fair value? Is this a good time to invest, and is it safe to invest?
So the mining, the price of Bitcoin is derived by the mining process, which again is a complicated thing, but I don't think we have missed the bus yet.
So what is your sense? Where are we headed? Because if you look at the Goldman Sachs and Fidelities of the world, they do expect that even from here, we perhaps are looking at doubling up of many of these cryptocurrencies.
So, I mean, just looking at the network effect and number of people that are joining the ecosystem, I mean, we're seeing about 100% growth per annum. I mean, just on those bases, I mean, those are not unrealistic numbers.
Yeah, and what would you say in the buying, selling part of it as well? With the way we are looking at more participants joining in, would you say that the growth would continue as we go ahead in years?
I mean, by all indicators, we do believe the growth will continue. But again, it's a marketplace, and, you know, different pieces of news can affect the market at any given time. So you still be cautious when you invest.
Well, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for that. Vishal, thank you so much for coming by and giving us that sense as well. So, of course, the going has been good. There is a lot of encouragement and confidence into this one. All we await as of now in India especially is clarity in regulations, and this perhaps is a space that can explode from here on. But with that, it's completely out of time on this edition of Commodity Champions. Thank you for watching.